Rosie, to make the lasagna, we need to get everything in place. So I've got some zucchini here, some cheese, some herbs. What we'll do is we'll set it all up, and once it's all ready, we'll assemble it. Now, I've got the ricotta here, which we'll leave.
Yep.
Mozzarella cheese and parmesan cheese. I want you to grate them and then pop them into the bowl over there.
You got it.
I've got my pot here. I'm going to add some butter to it. What I'm going to do is get my onion and garlic and my bay leaves sweating down nicely, and then I'll add the tomato. Whenever I make a lasagna, I don't like to take the tomato straight out of a tin or a jar. I like to make a sauce first. That's why it's nice and tasty.
It's all in the sauce, all Italian food, really.
Exactly,
a good sauce.
The good sauce, and you can build anything. Now, I've got fresh leaves of bay leaves. You could use dried if you want, but I throw them in as well. Now, while that's cooking down, I'm going to grab that basil. I just rip off some of this basil and throw it straight into the pot. It's got a great flavour to it.
Smell.
Now, what I need to do is add some salt and, of course, some pepper as well. And you can just smell this is going to be great. Now, what I'm going to do, Rosie, is add some chopped tomatoes in here. And I'll also add a little bit of passata, and that's going to simmer away. How's that shoulder?
Yeah, I'm OK. I'm doing all right. Rotate your cuffs, just giving me a bit of jip.
You can see why I got you to do that job, Rosie, because there is a bit of work, but it's almost like a workout, isn't it? Now, I've got my zucchini here, and if you're going to slice it nice and thin, it's a good idea to use a long knife, or you could use the size of the grater. Just have a look at that. Around the side here, it's got this little thing here, which is perfect for slicing something nice and thin, exactly like zucchini. But be careful when you do it, because they can be quite sharp, so be really, really careful when you're using stuff like that. These are going to be almost like lasagna sheets. And if you didn't want to put any pasta in, these zucchini strips would be perfect as an alternative pasta. Now, you've done a really good job there. What I'm going to do is grab this bowl over here and grab all of this cheese. Pop this ricotta in there like this with my fingers and have a little look at that.
We're all friends here.
What I want you to do is get in there with your hands and squish it all up so every single bit of cheese is all mixed in there nicely.
Whoa.
Now, while you're doing that, I'll wait for this sauce to simmer. We'll clean up a little bit and we'll be able to assemble our lasagna.
OK.
Now, Rosie, I have to have a little taste of the sauce.
How is it?
Beautiful, ready to go. The sauce is the most important thing, so you need to get that right.
It is.
Now, what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of sauce on the bottom. If you don't put any sauce on the bottom, your pasta will stick, and that's something you do not want. Now, what I'm going to do is grab some of these sheets here. Now, these are instant pasta sheets, which are so convenient. Now, what you want to do is just pop them on the bottom. But the trick is, or the thing you need to be really careful of, if you've got a really dry sauce, your pasta sheets just don't work as well. So I'll make sure I've got plenty of sauce on there. So a little bit more of the tomato goes on top there like that. And if you can grab some clumps of cheese, I want you to just sprinkle them around. And I'll put a little bit of this Polish sausage over the top here. And we'll leave your side vegetarian.
That's very nice of you, Adrian.
And I'll put a few of these peppers on here as well. And olives. Now, if you like olives, great. If you don't, bad luck, because I love olives. And I'll put them on just about everything. Now, zucchini, I'm just going to arrange all around here like this. Sprinkle some of that basil on there. You can see with a dish like this, you're able to put it together really easy with the stuff that's in your fridge. Now, put some more sauce on top of that. Make sure you get plenty of sauce to flavour everything.
It's all about the sauce, isn't it?
That's what makes it
good
luscious
sauce.
And delicious and flavoursome. A little bit more of that cheese on top. Use the cheese like you stole it, Rosie. There we go. On it goes. Put the last one on there, and then we're going to load up with one more layer so there's nothing left over. Polish sausage on this side here, and you're going to be plenty of that. On the right side. There we go. Plenty of that on there.
I know your tricks.
Peppers on your side, so we know which ones are yours. There we go.
Nice.
Now, olives on the whole thing. There we go. Spread that all the way around. And the rest of that cheese, if you can put some of that cheese on while I'm putting this zucchini on, and I reckon we'll get it just right. Now, it looks like it's going over the top, but as this cooks, everything just squishes down a little bit. And then with the last bit, what I'm going to do, Rosie, is just grab my pot like this. I'll put the last amount of sauce just over the top there like that. Look at that. Does that look gorgeous?
That really does.
Nice and flavoursome and tasty. We've got our veggies side on that side. What I want to do is cook this in the oven so it's almost like steaming. I don't want it to get a crust on top. I want it to stay nice and moist. So I'll pop a bit of baking paper over the top there like that.
Because that's actually the traditional way, isn't it? We like it nice and crunchy in Australia, but Italy, they'd like it moist on the top.
Oh, it's a big, big no-no in my house to have a crunchy lasagna on top. Pasta forno, I don't mind a bit crunchy, but this will keep it nice and moist. Now, this is going to go into an oven, 180 degrees. It'll take about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and a half to cook nicely. Into the oven we go. You can smell when it's ready, can't you?
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is peel off the foil and the baking paper.
Wow.
And I'm going to cut out a nice big piece.
It looks beautiful. I actually love it like that. A little bit wet. It's lovely.
I think it looks really good like this. You can see that everything holds together beautifully. It stays nice and moist. No crunchy bits, but all flavour, which is what you want. And then, of course, I like extra cheese, so I'm going to sprinkle a little extra parmesan cheese on top, freshly grated, of course. Now, Rosie, my mouth is watering. I'm so excited to be eating this. We took a bit of the ricotta cheese and then put some other cheese in it to make it even more gooier and more flavoursome. What do you think of that?
That is beautiful. That is really good. I love Italian food, but that is just, it's like, oh, the pasta's gone silky. The great thing about ricotta is it kind of soaks up all those lovely juices, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does. You know what, Rosie? I think my nonna would be very proud of me right now.
I think she would.